Good morning. This is Michael Littlecrow, your teacher for 170, and I want to go over a couple questions that were asked. Sorry, it's early morning. So it was asked, how do we view this statement f plus g of x? So first of all, really, you'll be given two functions, and then this is just asking you to add the functions together. So it's really adding like terms. That's all this is really code for, and I'll give you an example in just a moment. Adding like terms. While we're at it, the second one down here, f minus g, is really the same thing except it is subtracting like terms. So let's go ahead and put up a couple functions here. So let's go ahead and define f of x to be equal to, this is just something I'm making up, 2x squared plus 3, and g of x could be equal to 4x squared minus x. Let's just do that. So those are our two functions. So what f plus g really is it's taking the two functions, f of x and g of x, and adding them together. So we take our f of x, 2x squared plus 3, going to group it with the parentheses. We're going to add to it 4x squared minus x, just with parentheses. These are grouping parentheses. They do not mean multiply. I've seen some students that because you see the parentheses, you think you need to FOIL it out. But this middle symbol here is just telling us to add them together. So we can just remove the parentheses, just drop them down, add the like terms. And where are the like terms? Well, there's a 2x squared and a 4x squared. 2 plus 4 gives us 6x squared. There's only a term here with an x, so that stays by itself. It's going to be subtract x. The sign stays the same. And there's no other number, so the 3 just stays by itself. So that's adding like terms, okay, with combining. The second one is subtracting. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a little trickier. One extra step. Minus g of x. So we write down the two functions. And order is important here. If g of x came first and we'd subtract off the x, you'd see how your answer would actually be a little different. Addition, it's not, because addition is commutative. Order does not matter. So f of x is 2x squared plus 3. And then we're going to subtract, and we'll do our thing of grouping it. We're going to subtract off 4x squared minus x. Okay. Now the one thing with this is with subtraction, we're subtracting the whole thing, and so this negative sign has to distribute to each of these. I could have made the same case up here with the positive sign, the plus sign, but nothing happens when you distribute a positive. This is still going to be positive 4x up here. This would still be negative 4x. But watch what happens when we distribute a negative sign, an opposite sign. Opposite signs change things. And so what we're going to end up with is 2x squared plus 3, just taking the parentheses off, nothing happens there. But then this becomes minus 4x squared, and this next term becomes a negative times a negative is a plus x. Okay, so our final answer, we combining like terms, 2x, positive 2x with being combined with a negative 4x gives us a negative 2x squared plus x, because there's nothing to combine with it, and then plus the 3. So that's the difference between adding like terms and subtracting like terms. Okay, hopefully this was helpful, and keep making good progress on the homework. Remember, the homework is due. I have it set up so it looks like there's daily due dates, or there's the days when you should be working on certain ones, just to be able to get through it all. Sometimes we're doing 4 to 5 sections a week, usually, so that keeps you busy. The actual final due date, where everything will get updated, is Sunday nights until we get to the midterm and the final. Then I have to shorten it up so that you have time to take the final and the midterm over the weekend. Hopefully that's clear. Again, contact me with any questions through email, and I can address it through a short video or through a reply. Thanks.